Welcome to Lesson 6.1, Part 1, Material Requirements Planning, MRP, Concepts and Planning Logic, from SAP S/4HANA Cloud Supply Chain, CS4CSC, by KRTI Edu. In this session, we'll explore how SAP S/4HANA Cloud automates the determination of what materials are needed, when they are needed, and in what quantity, ensuring continuous production and supply chain balance. Material Requirements Planning, or MRP, is the foundation of every manufacturing and procurement system. It ensures that customer orders, forecasts, and production demands translate into actionable procurement and production proposals. You'll learn how MRP operates conceptually, which data it depends on, and how its logic drives business efficiency in SAP S/4HANA Cloud. By the end of this lesson, you will be able to explain the core logic of MRP and describe its integration within supply chain operations. You'll understand key parameters such as MRP types, lot sizes, procurement types, and safety stock. We'll also compare classic MRP with MRP Live and learn how the planning file mechanism improves system efficiency. What is MRP? Material Requirements Planning ensures that materials are available for production and delivery while keeping inventory costs optimized. It works by matching current stock and receipts with existing and forecasted demand. Any shortage triggers procurement or production proposals automatically. In S/4HANA Cloud, this logic runs entirely on the HANA database for real-time processing. Business context of MRP: imagine a car manufacturer relying on thousands of components. If even a single part like a gear or sensor is missing, production stops. MRP synchronizes all these requirements, ensuring every component is available just in time. It aligns procurement, production, and inventory to meet customer commitments efficiently. Key MRP terminology. Let's review some essential MRP terms. Planned Independent Requirements, or PIRs, represent forecasted demand. Dependent requirements come from bomb explosion during planning. Planned orders represent in-house production proposals. Purchase requisitions are external procurement proposals. Exception messages guide planners on when to reschedule, cancel, or expedite supply orders. Core inputs to MRP. MRP depends on multiple inputs working together. The Material Master defines planning behavior. The Bill of Materials identifies components. Routings or work centers determine production timing. Stock and open orders provide current supply status. Demand comes from sales orders, forecasts, or dependent requirements. All these inputs are processed to determine future material needs. Planning parameters in Material Master. Within the Material Master, planning parameters control MRP's behavior. The MRP type defines whether a material is planned or reorder point based. Lot sizing decides how much to procure each time. Procurement type specifies in-house or external sourcing. Safety stock and reorder point act as buffers for uncertainty. The MRP controller code identifies who monitors that material's planning. Planning file logic. Every MRP relevant material has a planning file entry. Whenever its stock, demand, or master data changes, the system flags it for planning. During MRP execution, only flagged materials are processed, improving efficiency. This mechanism ensures that S/4HANA Cloud plans only what is necessary, reducing computation time dramatically. Lot sizing procedures. Choosing the correct lot sizing procedure is essential. Fixed lot size creates standard replenishment quantities. Lot for lot matches supply exactly with demand, ideal for JIT operations. Replenish to maximum fills stock up to a defined maximum level. The right choice balances production efficiency, carrying costs, and service levels. Planning time fence and firming. A planning time fence defines a near-term window where system-generated changes are restricted. Within this fence, planners manually control production or procurement to maintain schedule stability. Firming types determine whether planned orders inside this period are automatically adjusted or kept constant, protecting short-term planning from unnecessary rescheduling. Classic MRP versus MRP Live. Classic MRP uses ABAP-based batch jobs that run sequentially. MRP Live executes directly on the HANA in-memory database, enabling parallelization and instant calculation. Classic MRP remains available for niche cases like subcontracting or legacy interfaces. MRP Live is the standard for S/4HANA Cloud, fast, scalable, and designed for real-time decision-making. MRP run modes. SAP supports several run modes for flexibility. Net change, NETCH, plans only changed materials. Net change for planning file plans flagged materials. Regenerative planning, NIT, reprocesses all materials regardless of change. Choosing the right mode ensures balance between completeness and performance. MRP processing logic, here's the step-by-step flow. First, the system checks existing stock and receipts. Next, it compares them against total demand. If a shortage exists, it creates new proposals, planned orders, or purchase requisitions. Then it generates exception messages suggesting actions like rescheduling or cancellation. The process ensures timely and accurate material flow. Exception messages are MRP's feedback system. They alert planners to issues like late deliveries, order rescheduling, or excess inventory. These are visible through MRP lists and stock requirements lists in Fiori apps. They allow planners to focus only on materials needing attention, improving responsiveness and efficiency. Real-world example, consider a pharmaceutical plant that produces syrups. Each batch requires bottles, labels, and caps. If bottles are low in stock, MRP generates a purchase requisition automatically. The buyer converts it to a purchase order, and material arrives before production begins. This automation minimizes downtime and manual intervention. Configuration defines how MRP behaves globally. You define MRP controllers and groups in SPRO under production planning. Plant-level parameters set planning horizons and rounding profiles. CBC configuration activates MRP types and file entries. Once configured, procurement and production integrate seamlessly with planning logic. Certification focus areas expect certification questions on differences between classic and live MRP, planning file logic, and lot sizing rules. You may also see scenario-based questions testing your understanding of time fences, procurement types, and safety stock impact. Hands-on understanding from labs will help interpret these questions with clarity. We've covered the conceptual foundation of MRP, from planning parameters and logic to system configuration and business integration. In the next lesson, Part 2, MRP Execution Analysis in Fiori, we'll perform a live MRP run, review exception messages, and interpret system results. KRTI Edu, learn, practice, certify, succeed.